Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Welcome to another pick a card reading with me. So in today's pick a card reading, I wanted to do something fun. I thought we'd look into a gift coming to you by Christmas. At least, hopefully, it comes right on time. So we got here no peaking until December 25th, but we're gonna peak. But don't worry, I'm sure there's other gifts in store for you. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. I went ahead and I picked random letters or whatever is in here, numbers from this stack I have in here. And I put one into each bag, so I picked one without looking. So that's gonna give us a clue into what gift is coming towards you. I have a couple of Oracle card decks I'm gonna be pulling, some actual dice I'll be rolling. And I got a new deck I'm unboxing here for this reading. So this is my gift to myself. So this is Soprafino della Rocco. So it looks like Italian. Yeah, we're going to be using this cool tarot card deck for the first time. I have not, other than looking at a few, I have not used it whatsoever. So I'm excited to do that for you guys. So upcoming, I will have the December monthly reading for 2025. And then afterwards, we're going to be getting into the preparation for 2026. So we're going to do a 2026 forecast reading. We're also going to do a reading for January coming up. On my other channel, Soul Awakening with Shantia, I'm continuing with the Monster Inside series. By now, when I upload this, I should have uploaded the most recent part 3, and then I will be uploading following with part 4 and concluding with TV show references. The Monster Inside series is a study of nature, nurture, and psychology and how it influences us into adulthood. And I do really deep, in-depth in-chart analysis for part 2 and part 3. And this could actually show you, if you have similar placements in your chart, how certain psyche energies work and operate. But this is important for us to study, especially as we're going through some intensive Scorpio energies right now. And then we'll be starting Scorpio season here when does Scorpio season start? Okay, we're in Scorpio season. Yes. So we're in Scorpio season, and we're going to continue with that. This is the best time for us to soak up knowledge, especially with Mars, Mercury, and Sun being there. According to Vedic Sidereal Astrology, this is the best time for you to learn how to process, understand how the psychology, the deep depth of certain wounds and how they manifest. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and check that out. On my other channel, I'm going to be doing a deep dive astrological forecast reading coming up probably the end of the month. And I'm in transition right now, so we'll see how things go. You'll probably seeing me in a different setting in those videos coming up in December. So be ready for that. And yes, if there's anything else, I think the only thing I have left to say is thank you so much for supporting the channel. Continue to hit the like, subscribe, or comment down below to support the channel, and I would really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get into introducing the groups. By the way, I didn't do any meditations for these readings, so I have no idea what's gonna come out. I'm excited to be surprised myself to see what's gonna come through. All right, so group number 1, you have this gorgeous looking present, mystery present. Group number 2, you have this gorgeous present with a bow. And group number 3, you have this gorgeous present with a bow. I'm more than happy to be Santa's helper today, introducing you into the groups. Now let's go ahead and start your meditation. Here is your singing bow. All right, group number 1, if you chose this gorgeous present, and then we're going to go ahead and start with you. Hey, group number 1, welcome to your reading. We're going to go ahead and unveil the present here, letter, character that is hiding in this bag that's going to give us a clue into what present is coming towards you by Christmas. And then I'm going to be pulling from my new deck here. So I'm unboxing this and using it for the first time. This is from the Sopraffino dell'Arancio. Yeah, I think it's Italian. Yes, we will be unboxing this. I haven't used it. I just looked through the cards and I thought it was just so gorgeous. So we're going to be pulling cards afterwards. And then I have a couple of Oracle card decks and some Astro dice. Okay, so let's go ahead and unveil a clue into what gift is coming. What is that? Oh no. Okay. Oh, it's like a quote mark. Oh, it's a quote. Okay, so immediately the first thing that came through when I saw this is nostalgia. Nostalgia. So usually quotes are things that are worth keeping with us, right? Quotes are words of meaning, that carry depth. So there's some sort of depth that's coming here. You might even be having a conversation. There could be a conversation happening, an important conversation happening where it's going to be kind, loving, or encouraging towards you. Or maybe I'm also hearing maybe you'll have your words reflected back to you from someone. It could also be confirmation. This is what I'm hearing of, let's say there's something you've been working on and someone reflecting that back to you saying, look what you did. You said you would do it and you did it. So this is something along the lines of following through with what you say. So this is about a commitment to yourself. It could also be peace of mind is what I'm hearing as well. You know, when our mind is at peace, we hear pleasant, uplifting, more encouraging words versus hearing the negative speech or chit-chatter going on, or the monkey brain going on. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, at first I was like, is that a comma? But no, it's quotes. I mean, I guess technically, yeah, it could be a comma too. So it could be, let's say this, if it's a comma, it could be like a multiplication of things. So let's say like multiples. So usually you add apostrophe, right? Apostrophe, that's what it is, with an S. So maybe it's something, an add-on, in addition to, plus. So there's some sort of addition coming to you towards you, perhaps. Yeah, there's a million ways we can go with that. That's actually really a very helpful clue. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some cards for you, group number 1, and see what present is coming towards you before Christmas, or by Christmas. Sorry, I keep saying before. Maybe it's coming to you before. Who knows? Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay, we got one. Oh, we got 2. All right, we have, these are flips upside down. So we have, are these upside down? Yeah, because they're, it's symmetrical, right? So it's hard to tell which is the right side up, but it doesn't matter. So we have socializing and adventure. Ooh, we also have delays and insincerity. But I'm getting sincerity, you know, with that quote mark there. That's giving me sincerity. And I guess technically this is an apostrophe. I don't know the technical grammar term for what this is, but immediately I said quotes. So I'm hearing like words, conversation. So we have the 4 of Wands. Oh, okay, community, connection. And we have 3 of Wands. Ooh, adventure, exploration. So some of you might be moving. That makes sense. Jupiter's in Purnavasi right now, which is about travel. So there's an opportunity for travel coming, opportunity to socialize. So this feels like adventure and meeting new people. That's exciting. So maybe what I'm also hearing is maybe some of you had a goal in your journal, or you had a goal on your vision board to go somewhere, do something. And maybe it was a goal, but it's manifesting in a very unique way than you were expecting, perhaps. Maybe it's even a wish you had some time ago, like something you forgot about. I would encourage this group to go back and look at their like vision board or their journal. Just flip through it really quick and see, what were your goals for this year? Because it seems like you're about to get something. It's like you accomplished it without realizing it, because I think you just focused on taking it one day at a time. And I feel like Source is trying to tell you you're kind of here, you're sort of arriving here to something. So there's an adventure in store for you, group number 1. This is so exciting. I'm really happy for you. This card is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and maybe things have felt delayed with that reverse 3 of Wands, but maybe the delay is now coming to an end as well. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. I probably should have shuffled my deck because all the cards were facing the same way in this deck. I should have randomized it. Okay. Let's see what else wants to come through for you. Oh, you got a diamond. You guys are getting a diamond. You guys are getting diamonds. Group number 1, and you guys got number 1, Aries. You know what? I'm so happy for you guys. That's so beautiful. Okay, look at that beautiful, mesmerizing diamond right there. Yes, this feels like something you have accomplished. And it looks like you're kind of manifesting based off of your own sense of self-worth here, because you've developed more value. And the Wands is giving us like progress, movement, and adventure. We got Aries here. So there's like movement, progress happening because of what you've been working on for yourself. The diamonds are created from pressure. So it's created from pressure and time. I was actually watching someone, they were using some sort of machine saw thing to create the cuts in the diamond, and it took a lot of work and patience to do it. And you could tell that this person was very instinctual with how they did it. It wasn't a machine that did it. It was a person. It kind of blew me away. But I feel like you've been working so hard on yourself that you've developed this multifaceted layer essence within you. And this is in preparation for honestly, a really powerful manifestation coming towards you. And when I say powerful, I'm saying that because I feel like you're just manifesting something that's a reflection of you. That's the best kind of manifestation. And it's like a flow of manifestation here. Because you're glowing. You're glowing. You've developed some sort of invincible spiritual power. You've learned how to tap into your creative force. You've learned how to have faith in yourself, faith in your dreams here. You've learned how to commit to yourself. And this commitment has helped you to sort of purify a lot of that shadow energy and find the light. It's shining so bright. Even this candle, it's quite intense. And maybe your self-esteem was really struggling at the beginning of the year or in the past few years, and now you're just in a totally different place. And with these Wands energy, it feels quite confident. It's like this energy of readiness, ready for anything, right? Usually we see a person waiting for ships, but in this case, it's like, I'm kind of ready to receive whatever adventure. I'm just here for the adventure. It doesn't have to look a certain way. And that's the best kind of manifestation you can have coming towards you. All right, let's go ahead and pull one from this deck. I thought it would be fun to use these. Oh, some of you getting married. Marriage. Okay. So this is my divine union card, and union is actually when we're able to flow with our divine feminine and masculine, when we're able to harness our feminine life force energy and our masculine life force energy here, which the masculine, I guess, according to Hindu culture, is more like the conscious awareness consciousness. So you think of Shiva, he represents more of consciousness. And then the Shakti is like the movement. So the Shakti is where like the creative manifestations come from. But the consciousness, as we develop that, are what we're able to develop and how we're able to harness our Shakti life force energy changes. So the two energies work in tandem with one another to become exciting. But some of you might actually be meeting people you're more in alignment with who feel more of like a soul tribe to you. So I'm hearing you're actually getting a level up when it comes to community and connections to those who are around you. So Source is blessing you because they're like, okay, you've been working on yourself, and maybe you've been desiring for people who really just see you, appreciate you, and who are peaceful towards you. And I definitely have to say this takes a lot of patience, because sometimes we just want to rush into finding newer connections or people we relate to, but it really just takes time to work on ourselves, because you're a magnet for those connections to come in. And if that connection is coming in, whether this be family, either way, it's sort of like a soul family energy, tribal energy I'm feeling here. That's due to you working on yourself, you know, you becoming that magnet, and it all just flows into place so effortlessly. So you're going to be united with people and connected with people who you genuinely connect with and who match your energy level. So I'm so excited for you guys. This is beautiful. Yeah, you might meet someone. But, you know, I always say, like, I don't take that too seriously, romance, because, you know, relationships really are choices. But Source is showing in this reading here that you're attracting people who are in alignment with your energy. So we got wands here, who are in alignment with your energy, you know, so they share a similar mindset to you. A similar frequency or vibration. So this means that you've been learning how to raise your vibration or frequency, and you're about to connect with people who match that. So this can be anywhere. It could be online, it could be in person, it could be a combination of both. Either way, you're the magnet. Okay, let's go ahead and roll the astro dice, y'all. Oh. I think it moved it. We got Moon Pisces in the 7th house. Oh, there it is again. So we got the divine union energy coming through. We got Moon in Pisces. That's beautiful. Moon does like to be in Pisces. Moon is quite social. In Pisces, it can be, or it can be quite shy, you know, depending on the specific placement of it, but it's gentle. You know, it has a gentleness to it. Pisces has a sort of sensitivity to it. And especially in the 7th house, this is where someone is really sensitive to harmony, like harmonizing with people, harmonizing with their environment. Yeah, so that feels very peaceful, and it feels like it's just flowing, and it feels very nice. Where the moon can definitely find a lot of peace in that Pisces energy, or can feel things intensely too. But either way, I feel like you're harmonizing your emotions. So this is a gift that's coming towards you because you've been harmonizing your emotions. You're going to manifest people who feel like more stable in your life, or just like stable people. You know, sometimes you meet people and you're like, this person is not quite stable. You know, I'm seeing people who are, maybe even people who are very in tune with their sensitivity, their emotions, who kind of are relaxed, more laid back. You know, they're not trying to force energy, and maybe both of you, because you guys are both on that same frequency, you guys just line up. They're not trying to force anything. You're not trying to force anything. You guys just kind of line up. And definitely I'm seeing people who are very considerate of you, who are kind, who are giving, generous. And that's what I'm picking up for you, group number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So you guys are getting a socializing adventure for your gift by December. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe to support. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. All right, so we're about to look under your present or open your present and see what is wrapped in here. What is the universe, Santa, bringing to you by Christmas? Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. Oh, okay. What is that, a J or an L? Dang, that kind of looks like an L or a J. So I was thinking J right away because it was facing down. It kind of looks like a candy cane. So maybe some joy is coming into your life. That's the first thing that comes to mind. It's like a mood vibe. Let me channel more to see what I can pick up with this here. It's kind of cool putting it in front of the candlelight and seeing if I can vibe with it. Yeah, this feels like warmth. The shape of this makes me think of like a long road. So maybe this is like an opportunity or an adventure, or it actually is making me think of a faucet. So when the water is just flowing out, so like flow, something like coming down around the corner and then just kind of flowing out effortlessly. So I never really thought about pipes and why pipes are arranged the way that they are, but maybe this has to do with a flow being created with the water. So the water can just flow in the pipes so easily. You know, pipes aren't made with like perfect 90-degree angles. It's like a round pipe and the corners are curved. So this means that things are rounding out, smoothing out. Whatever's coming towards you, it has to do with, I'm definitely getting a faucet reference, very strong for you. So it has to do with turning on the faucet and allowing things to just sort of flow. So this feels like a breath of fresh air. Okay. Anything else I'm seeing? No, I'm kind of just getting the same vibe. Candy canes are joyous. You know, candy canes make me think of my childhood when I was a kid. And every time they would offer candy canes around Christmas time in school, and we would end up with like a handful of candy canes by the time it was time to go on Christmas breaks, which would be exciting. And so that's what I'm picking up for you. I'm picking up like, candy cane, magic, maybe like a good meal, some candy. But it just makes you it gives you this feeling of joy and giddiness, playfulness, like just relaxing and having fun. That's what I'm picking up. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull from this cool deck I'm unboxing. So this is called the Sopraffino della Rocca. I don't know, I read that wrong last time. Oh, that's cool. I'm looking at the address here where it was produced, and I was like, I used to live on an address just like that. It was a Chapel Hill. I actually lived on a Chapel Hill before, but not in the same state. Okay, let's go ahead and pull cards and see what wants to come through. Oh, okay. Oh, you guys got 2 cards, just like the last group. Okay. We have moving forward, progress. That makes perfect sense. And we also have, misinformation. And we got logic, Ace of Swords. Really cool. Yeah, I haven't looked at all these cards, so it's really nice to see what all the designs look like. Like we have a curve going on here, so this just feels like movement. And we have the holly. Looks like a holly plant, like a Christmas holly plant in the middle there. That's kind of cool. So that makes me think of joy and jolly. Holly jolly. Holly jolly Christmas. So your Christmas is going to be a jolly one, it looks like. Yeah. I'm hearing like a little random and fun. So be open to that. On the other side, we have self-deception. Because this is a gift, we're probably not getting self-deception. Maybe what you've been clearing up is self-deception, because prior to that, with the what is this? Is this 2 of Swords? Well, that's an Ace of Swords. I am not entirely sure what that is. Give me a second, guys. Or actually, let's just go ahead and figure it out together. So it's, see, it says here 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Okay, it's the Swords. Oh, you got swords and swords. Interesting. And we got this long line. Makes you think of a sword. Okay, so we got 2 of Swords and Ace of Swords. Yeah, so 2 of Swords can be about like indecision, when we just don't know what to do. Usually we just don't know what to do because we're afraid to do the thing we really want to do. So it means that with these cards coming out, looks like you've come to this place. So it looks like maybe you were experiencing some sort of confusion because you you were not feeling aligned with the thing that you really wanted to do. And now it looks like you realigned your priorities and you're thinking a lot more clearly. So you do know what to do. You know what's interesting? Oh my gosh, this totally triggers me in a good way. So I've been watching the news lately about this case. And if you watch my part 3 of the Monster Inside series, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's a current case that's ongoing. And there's actually been a lot of misinformation on the internet. What's really weird is I was watching one of the news outlets, platforms, talking about this event. And this person said that there was nothing logical about this case. Don't pay attention to logic. And everyone not everyone, but there are people in the comment section, there are people who are on other channels who are saying, but the way everything is unfolding sounds perfectly logical. In fact, the more we use our logic, the easier we connect the dots. So why would we not use our logic? Right? Why would we not use our logic? So the terminology I like to use about things, that I like to say that there's such thing as logic and there's such thing as divine logic. So divine logic follows the divine laws. So according to the world and the programming of how logic works, it totally breaks all those rules, right? This is where manifestation becomes more of the word that we use in our vocabulary, because we're not able to say, oh, I worked really hard to make the money, then I used that money to buy the thing that I wanted. Saying that, oh, I manifested it through my frequency and energy, that sounds crazy to some people, but, perfectly sane to a lot of us. So it looks like you've been evolving your logic in terms of how things work and operate. And this is allowing you to think a lot more clearly. This logic is going through a crown. So this is a crown chakra logic here. So this is about the sword of truth. So the logic really is, I actually think a better word is truth. Misinformation, or do we have truth? Misinformation is a lot of what's on the internet, when people are being deceived. And when they're being taught to lean into fear, that's when misinformation gets us. Misinformation doesn't get you when you're following divine logic. So, though there's a lot of things going on in the world, by the end of the day, I'm not worried about any of it, truly, because Source says don't worry about anything. Just trust. I talked about this in my abundance video. How do you manifest? You just relax. You don't worry about it. You don't worry about trying to fix it, solve it, resolve it. Just let it fix itself. Believe me, I've been putting this to tests for about 3 years now, and it actually works. I finally let go of trying to force it. So because you've been letting go of forcing it and you're entering into more clarity, you're able to move forward. So your present is that you're going to be able to move on. Just like the water moving through the faucet, instead of the pipes being clogged up, now the water can move through, because whatever was stuck in that pipe that was keeping you from moving forward has been released, let go of, or removed. And this has been done through your own personal work with yourself. So you should be absolutely proud of yourself. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull some more cards for you and just see if there's anything else that wants to come through for your present, your gift coming before or by Christmas. I keep saying before, so it's probably coming before. Okay, so we have here 9 Aquarius water carrier. It says here, a humanitarian generosity, nobility, balance, calm life, communication. Yeah, so a lot of what's coming through is a lot of mental clarity. And this is actually going to be great because this is going to give you the clarity to know what to do, what action steps to take, and it's just going to flow. So, sometimes when we're taking action steps, we're stuck on what to do and how to go about it because we're thinking about all these steps. But you'll be amazed when you just flow with life, things just flow. You're not thinking so hard about how to do it. You're just doing it. You're just flowing with the action steps. Sometimes people, what they do is they're so impatient for needing a result that they move right past, they skip over getting clarity, and they move right into action. And they end up creating a result that causes more conflict because they weren't patient enough to wait for the clarity, right? So universe is always, divine is always communicating to us through our crown chakra here, through all of our senses. and most certainly through our sixth sense. And through this sixth sense, you can get the information you need for what it is that you need to do. Source is saying it's logical. It's literally just the next step. It's not about how am I going to get there from here. Just take the next step. The next logical step is the answer. So I'm hearing this is going to help you a lot to relax a lot more, because you're not going to be trying to, your brain's not going to be jumping all over the place to try to figure out how to get to do this or do that. I have someone in my family who has probably undiagnosed ADHD, and they can't seem to like really plan for things. And I always like wondered why that was. Like, I'm like, why don't they ever just like prep for things? And that's because their mind has already jumped to the problem and a failed outcome and not being able to fix it. So they're always thinking of themselves as a failure. Before they can even proceed forward, they already see themselves as a failure. And I always thought that was kind of amazing, because I was just like, how do you see yourself as a failure when you haven't even like started it or began it? You're already predicting failure. The predicting failure is not a prediction. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're just fulfilling the prophecy that you've created for yourself. So I'm hearing that this is the opposite of that. Or it's like it's a healthier self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, okay, I can live a good life. I can be at peace. I can resolve things. I can find a connection to myself. And all I have to do is follow that next logical step. So whatever you've been feeling conflicted about, you're getting that next logical step. I feel like this is just something in general, a habit that you've been working on, right? We got the water carrier energy where it's just flowing out. So that's beautiful. Okay. Let's see what else, if there's anything else that wants to come through for you guys. Group number 2. Okay, kind of wanted to come out. Here, I'll pull another one, just in case. Oh, are you getting a child? Oh, you get courtship. Cool. Okay. So we have 18 child. So obviously the child came from the courtship. So this is the divine child card. Right. So you see 18, right? You know how after you graduated high school and you're thinking to yourself, okay, now it's time for me to be an adult. Well, in truth, after you turn 18, the adult journey you start going on is spiritual adulting. In some sense, you're always going to be 18, especially in the eyes of divine. You're always going to be a child. You know how your parents always see you as their child? You're always going to be a child to divine, as in they're here to help assist you and redirect you. And they want you to remain humble in your approach to life so as not to think that you're ever alone. So you're coming to this place where you're realizing you're always with your cute little bunny, which is your stuffed bunny. That's your guide, is always there with you, guiding you to make good choices in life, better choices that help create different outcomes. Yeah, there's just like a beautiful, pure innocence in this person's eyes. So maybe you're seeing life anew again, whereas before you were holding on to all these like responsibilities. Now you let go of that weight of responsibilities and you can move forward. Yeah, that weight of responsibility will definitely put a lot of psychological pressure on us. The only responsibility we truly have is the one to ourselves, taking care of ourselves. So become the divine child and you'll get promoted. Okay, so we got here number 4, courtship. Courtship. So this is another divine union card I have in this oracle card deck. I think there's like 3 in there. This is another one of them. So this is where we start coming together within ourselves. We start aligning within ourselves, creating more stability. We're having a beautiful flow of our feminine and our masculine, our divine feminine Shakti life force energy and our masculine life force energy. Masculine is more of like the consciousness, and then the feminine is more of the Shakti. It's like the life force. So the life force helps us to manifest and create. The consciousness decides what we create, right? So if you're operating on a lower state of consciousness, you're going to focus more on materialistic survival, basic, like, I'm not going to say basic needs, but You're going to focus on accumulating basics, like accumulating money, wealth, whatever those things, if versus operating at a higher level of consciousness where maybe you're seeking fulfillment, you're seeking a connection to life itself. That's a higher level of consciousness, and that's what you're going to manifest in alignment with that. So that's what I'm seeing is you're finding a way to harness align your masculine and feminine. So what's coming to you before or by Christmas, I keep saying before, so I guess it's coming before, is balance, right? We had it here in this card, balance. And this balance has actually promoted you to divine child, where the universe can support you in your endeavors. So this definitely feels very heart-centered, loving and caring. It looks like you're learning how to follow your heart, right? That's what I'm seeing there. Let's go ahead and roll the Astro dice. I got Neptune in Libra. There's that balance again. We got it in the first house. Yeah, so that definitely makes me think of a divine child. So Neptune, someone with a Neptune in the first house or Neptune conjunct a planet would be very connected to their sensitivity, their intuitive abilities, perhaps quite psychic here. This is someone who, is operating at probably like 6-7 level of consciousness where they're more focused on transcending limiting beliefs. They're interested in transcending just the physical world and understanding there's a mystical, unseen world that is supporting us. Neptune in Libra, that's about bringing and experiencing harmony inside and outside of ourselves. So it's very harmonious, where everything is just working together beautifully. Yeah, and if you've had some questions about what to do next, it looks like the next logical step for you is just to focus on yourself and developing your intuitive abilities even more and just trusting it, because you've been working with it all your life. It's just a matter of continuously acknowledging it and letting that guide you. I think that's what they've been trying to help you with. They've been trying to help you to tune into your sixth sense so that you can continue to let that guide you throughout your entire life. And now that you know how to navigate your compass here and the needle in the compass, now that you know how to navigate your compass better, you have a stronger sense of direction. So your goals will always be clear, what it is that you're working on, what it is that you're accomplishing. And I gotta say, clarity, this is something we take for granted as a true gift, because how many times do we go through life just feeling confused? Like, that's the name of the game here on Earth. It's just like feeling confused and just not sure on who we are, what our identity is, and what we're being called to do. And looks like something that you've been tuning into more and more. So that's what gift is coming to you. It's also like a sense of purpose, right? I'm getting like a sense of purpose. Okay, I know what I'm here to do now. Now I'm just going to proceed forward with what the next logical step is. I hope you enjoyed that. Group number 2, like, subscribe to support. Comment down below if you want to be respectful. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, group number 3, welcome to your reading. So it looks like you guys chose this lovely present that we're going to unveil shortly here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards. So I'm unboxing using this deck for the first time in this reading. This is called the Soprafino della Rocca. I thought it was super cute, and we're about to look at some more of these cards as I pull some cards for you to see what gift the universe is offering to you by Christmas. Okay. Right, so let's get a clue. What gift is coming to you before Christmas, or by Christmas? An F. Oh no. Okay, I just heard it. I heard freedom. Freedom! Yeah, that also looks like a key. So it also looks like you're unlocking something. Yeah, an F. Interesting how the letter F is used to grade us on our behavior in school, and an F is a mark of failure. But it looks like you have flipped that F upside down and you've learned how to unlock. Perhaps you've learned how to unlock failure. So the gift that's coming towards you is the opposite of failure. It's success, essentially. something you've been working towards unlocking. You're getting the keys to it, and I feel like you're getting the keys to something even more. So in Carolyn Myss and Teresa of Avila wrote The Interior Castle. For the Interior Castle, she talks about how each floor is representation of a different level of consciousness, and there are like 7 floors to match with the 7 levels of consciousness. And it looks like you're getting a key to unlock another level of consciousness. It might even be the 7th one, which is even awesome. The 7th level would be like freedom. That's like the God consciousness. The courage to be free. So I talked about this on my channel before. Years ago, I made a video talking about the different levels of consciousness on this channel. And the 7th level is about freedom to be courageous. I made a little chart on it too, and I was just kind of like channeling these ideas. But 7th level is about the courage to be free. Not a lot of people have courage to be free. And you know how you're really free when you're free of fear. That's the thing we're trying to free ourselves of. We're trying to free ourselves of fear. Fear is the one thing that keeps us from like just being able to be at peace with ourselves, to know that we're free to move about in life. But there are laws. So, you are free to move about, but the freedom that Source is moving us towards is freedom within our body. So just because you get up, you go, and you move, you travel across the country doesn't mean you're free. Don't let this matrix deceive you. Just because you can get up and go to a different realm or a different city or country doesn't mean you're free. Because you're still operating at different levels of consciousness. True freedom is freedom in the body. It's the ability to be at peace in your own skin, no matter where you go. It's about not needing to move to a different room, state, city, country to feel free, because you're not going to find it. It's about understanding that you were always free to begin with. You had the keys. So you're getting some level up when it comes to freedom. That's what I'm hearing. All right. Because I'm hearing courage. I think you found some courage inside of yourself to do something that you haven't been able to do before. All right, let's pull some cards to see more on this message on what gift is coming towards you, group number 3. Okay. Oh, you got 2. Every group got 2. That's crazy. Okay. So we have here letting go and motivations. Okay. Motivations. Interesting. So you got cups, both of them, 7 and 8. Letting go and motivation. Yeah. So the thing that you're letting go, that's like that shadowy energy. Emotionally, could be like trauma or pain, emotional pain. You were trapped into a certain idea or concept that was keeping you from being able to progress forward. The 8 of Cups is about walking away, right? Usually you see someone walking away from everything. And I like seeing all these cups. It looks quite balanced. And it looks like, I'm just seeing lots of cups, lots of emotions, lots of opportunity. This has been a beautiful time of you just learning so much about yourself. And you've learned to walk away. And that can be very difficult. Like, let's say we're just stuck on a concept or in a conflict we're having or we're experiencing with someone. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to walk away because we feel like we need to defend ourselves. So this is taking me to, like they're saying motivations, that's taking me to certain expectations we have about our status in society. Maybe you're walking away from a certain status that you were aiming for, but that status within the prison matrix became a prison cell. It started to become suffocating after a while because you were feeling like you had to be held to a certain standard, and that standard had nothing to do with you being authentic. It had nothing to do with you just being yourself. So this is what you're moving away from. Whatever you were holding on to before, an identity, a perception of reality of yourself, you're finding the peace, you found the peace within yourself to walk away from it and to move towards something you truly resonate with and who you truly resonate with becoming and being in this world, which I love. And it looks like you found a new type of motivation. what motivates you? So on the other side, we have, by the way, on this side, we have denial. So maybe you were in denial that something was not making you happy. Like, this is not making me happy. Now, granted, happy is a good meter, maybe just for understanding, oh, this doesn't align with me. I don't think happiness is a goal. I think happiness is an emotion we flow in and out of on a daily basis. I don't think you can, like, we use that word. We're like, oh, well, this makes me happy, because we're generalizing it. Because in that moment, we don't just feel happiness. We feel a fluctuation of emotions, contentment, peace. I don't want to say indifference, but sometimes we just feel like, meh about it, but a good meh. So it doesn't have to be like a bad feeling and a good feeling. Our feelings aren't simple like that. So maybe you were in denial about something, you realized the truth, you saw it for what it was, and now you're letting it go because you're like, okay, that was not helping me. Because you were involved in maybe some sort of wishful thinking. You just kept thinking, well, surely this is going to work, or surely this is going to be what I want it to be. And you may have been projecting an idea onto the situation, thinking that, oh, this person's going to be what I want them to be, or the situation is going to be what I want it to be. But the way that reality works, when people are struggling in relationships, I just have such a thing about relationships, because there's so much bad advice out there. There's so much advice that people give, dating coaches and whatnot, that is just like the worst advice in the world. And this might sound controversial with some, but some people say, well, you stuck it out, you worked on it. But a lot of the times, what's not working is our wishful thinking, like wishing someone would be different than what they are. So this is a reality check, is what I'm hearing. A reality check is coming in where we're like realizing, okay, I might have been a little delulu about that, and I'm starting to wake up and see the truth. Because the situation was always presented to you in a way that it truthfully was meant to come off to you. Maybe you were just in denial about who that person was or that situation, but you have to, again, to take the accountability. That's what Eight of Cups is about. This is about the accountability of realizing, oh, I did it to myself. I kept thinking about this and like trying to force myself to make it work, but it wasn't working. So that's what I'm hearing. And you're finding a newfound motivation. I'm going to pull another card for you guys just for fun. But it looks like you're finding your motivation for what keeps you going. I think it's freedom. I think maybe some part of you didn't realize you could feel that free or be that free. You're like, oh, I'm just going to try to stick it out. And I got to tell you, as soon as once I got comfortable with quitting jobs, I quit them faster and faster, because I was just like, oh, not that. Okay, I'm done. Because I realized none of them were for me. And I had a hard time with that, because I had to really broaden, really raise into a higher state of consciousness to understand how things actually work in this world. Because I had such a fear of money not working out, of not having stability or security. And then I just had to let it all go, because the illusion just shattered for me. And Source was like, see, we told you you would be okay. We told you when you followed your heart that you would be on the right track, and that it would pay off, and you just had to see it through, and that it was just psychological warfare that you kept recreating for yourself. And I was like, oh, okay. They were right. It did work out. And it always has. Okay. Oh, it just likes to come out in twos, but you got another one. Okay. So we got, oh, I love that it says wisdom, Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariots. 3 major arcanas. Oh, in order. I didn't shuffle these cards yet, guys. Sorry about that. But these were meant to come out. So we got wisdom, we have commitment, and we have willpower. So you found the willpower within yourself to move in a different direction, to walk away, because you gained the wisdom to understanding what wasn't working, and you committed to the thing that needed the commitment from you the most. It was you. You needed to commit to yourself. That's why I'm always like, when people talk about relationships, I'm like, you have to commit to yourself first. And then that's going to clarify for you if you are with a person who's a match, because they have to be committed to themselves too, right? But when you're truly committed to yourself, now there's not this wishful thinking where you're projecting your ideals onto someone. Now you see them for what they are, right? And sometimes you just don't care as much. You're just like, oh, okay, they are just who they are, and I'm not going to take it as personally as I used to before. So that's what I'm hearing. You have definitely stepped into a strong sense of maturity for yourself. But I see a connection. I see a connection with divine. I see that you've developed a closer connection with divine. On the astral, you have like gotten a lot closer with divine to the point where the commitment between you two is undeniable. I'm seeing lots of crowns here. So this is making me think of you have, again, unlocked into a higher state of consciousness, the crown consciousness here. Beautiful. Okay, let me pull a few more cards for you guys, and then we'll end the reading. Yeah, and you've also matured to a point where you can also offer some insight to other people as well, is what I'm seeing. Okay. We have here sap, nice, and we have library. Okay, there's thunderstorm, so maybe you learned how to handle the storm. 5 Scorpio. Okay. So yeah, we got resources. I was just talking about that. Resources, flow, wealth. Yeah, resources is directly connected to your life force energy and you taking care of your wealth, which is your well-being. So guess what? Everyone is wealthy if they have been taking care of their well-being. Says 6 Virgo. Doesn't say money, money, money. It says resources. It's different. It's very different. Yeah. So when the tree is cut or chopped off, there are certain trees when you chop them off, there's sap that comes out to kind of heal it. So these are like nutrients from the tree coming out to like create protection so that it can heal. So maybe you cut yourself off from certain resources that you were tied to, that had contracts that asked you to give your life force energy, your blood, sweat, and tears to it, but it was costing you your peace. It was costing you your time. It was costing you all these things, but maybe walking away from those things has actually helped you a lot to understand that other resources would come in. So this is the first step to being able to evolve, the awakening. People, I don't know, there's a lot of things about awakening, and it's become a very sensationalized experience where people make videos and they're saying all these words, and I'm like, those words don't mean nothing. What are your actions in life? What are you doing? How are you living your life? If you have to feel like you have to listen to a video, I believe in reprogramming, but I believe in you creating your own reprogramming. I think that's very important. I rewatch my videos because I feel like the thing is, I'm not trying to reprogram myself. I just watch my videos because I like it, because I essentially channel and I learn through rewatching my own stuff what I said. Yeah, so maybe you've been taking better care of your health, your vitality, and this has been giving back to you. And this has helped you to understand the root of the problem was you taking care of you and you committing to yourself here. You understanding how to magnify your life force energy. It feels like it magnifies when you're healthy, when you take care of yourself, right? It feels like you're no longer complaining about being tired. Now you're like, I can't wait to have fun. What can I do today? How can I have fun today? Right? And then you feel a lot more abundant. Okay, we have here 8 Capricorn. It says here library, knowledge, learning, history. Yeah, that's the consciousness, research, and the Hierophant. Research. So maybe you've been doing some research. You've been learning, you've been observing yourself. So 8 is about security, stability, and then we got Capricorn energy here, which is about commitment to the long term. So It looks like you've been putting a lot into learning about yourself. Like what's not working, what is working. And you're about to get access to more freedom because of this. So something's going to unlock for you, like more opportunities, things to do, more resources coming in, or flow of resources, right? F could also be for flow, a flow of resources just coming in. This is like, you know how people say, oh, I want to be financially free. But the thing that they do to become financially free is they start like creating all these streams of income to be free, but then you become a prisoner to those incomes. So unless those incomes aren't successful, you are not feeling free. You're actually feeling stressed out. Let's say one business falls at the wayside and the other business falls at the wayside, then what are you going to do? Now, if you tackle the root problem, which is the fear of not having financial resources or resources, then you've essentially learned how to solve the problem, because the problem was not resources, it was fear of not having, fear of not enough. And the fear of not enough has made us greedy as humans, so we gotta watch on that. All right, talking so much, let me just pull one more card for you guys here. Oh, that's a lot. That's weird. Okay, so you guys are getting everything and then some, group number 3. I mean, this is a good way to end this reading on. It's the group who got the most cards. So you got child. So this is about purification and innocence. It looks like you've been learning how to purify your consciousness through letting go of fear. We got privileged lady. So this is the promotion that's coming in. Access to more freedom. Privilege, I guess I would reinterpret this as privilege. This is the energy of someone who just has it going on, right? So you're coming off as someone who has it going on. Yeah, I'm getting like material manifestation from this energy, but that's because your attitude. It's about how you feel. You know how someone says, oh, you can walk in and feel like $1 million? That's what I'm hearing. It's like you feel like $1 million. You don't have to have the $1 million to feel like $1 million, but that's what your magnetic energy is charging up to be, is feeling like $1 million. Feeling like $1 million. We got distant horizons. So this is again about consciousness. As we expand into consciousness, we experience more internal freedom. And then there's also opportunity for travel and movement coming through here. So this anchor is saying that you've anchored yourself in truth. So maybe you're anchored in really weird terrain before, or your anchor was loose, but now your anchor is very secure, very strong, sturdy. And so now your adventures can proceed forward. We have here health. Taking care of the health is allowing you more freedom. So this one says physical health. You're literally getting better health for Christmas. It's going to be important. You want the energy to celebrate. Okay, this is the time of the year, so try not to overeat. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about. We have here expectations. Yeah, your expectations have shifted. I think I mentioned this, right? Expectations. Now you just expect things to work out. That's the best kind of gift, by the way. Just expect it's going to work out. But don't put any expectations on fixed solutions or it needing to look a certain way. We got imprisonment. So, yep. What did I say? I'm psychic. Unlock the key. You've unlocked it. Here. So the mouse is symbolic for poverty. Watch my Saturn and Pisces part 2 video on my other channel. It's all about this. So Saturn and Pisces, it's all about breaking free of the prison. This isn't about being in a prison. It's about realizing you're in a prison and getting out of it, right? Pisces energy is about moksha. 12th house energy is about moksha, breaking free, letting go. So you're letting go of this prison here. And what happens when the person gets out of prison, right? Everything. All the manifestations, they're just taken care of, right? So you're going to go from Edmond Dantes to the Count of Monte Cristo, who found all the treasure at the bottom of the ocean, and then hopefully don't take revenge like him, because that got crazy. Don't do that. Okay. And then we got courtship. That's divine union inside of yourself. Masculine and feminine aligning, just like the Lovers card here. You found a way to learn how to commit to yourself. And that makes you a magnet for commitment as well. It makes you a magnet for friendships, connections, people who are just, happy to be there with you and respect you, respect your boundaries and all that. Okay, let's go ahead and roll the Astro Dice to close out this jackpot reading. Because y'all are getting all the gifts. Everyone's getting all the gifts. But it came out in this reading. I honestly think. Okay. We got K2, Beautiful Letting Go, Sagittarius, Expansion, and the 5th house of Self. Yep. So this is an interesting fusion. I don't know if I would take this too literally. K2 is in Leo. Oh, that's 5th house. But K2 is in Leo, which is about a dissolution of your ego. Oh, you chose your soul over your ego. I see what's happening here. You said, I'm going to choose my soul over my ego. And the universe was like, we got you. That's why it's not fun being selfish, okay? It's just, I don't even know how people be doing that. I'm like, don't you feel bad? Don't you feel guilty for being selfish? Don't you, like when you're pulling your tarot cards and you're being selfish, doesn't divine tell you, no, don't do that? Like, and then you're like, oh, why not? Like at every turn where they're trying to correct us because they're like, no, don't follow your ego. Everyone's telling that. Don't listen to those people. They're like, oh, you're follow your ego. Do whatever you want. It's about the approach, right? If doing what you want is in alignment with what's right for humanity, that's how you know you found it. If doing what you want is hurting other people in some way, shape, or form, or damaging the earth, or you're being selfish or greedy, then it's not the right direction. That's what I'm seeing. It's a dissolution of ego for the sake of the soul. Okay, we're going to end the reading here. Group number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe to support. I will see you guys next time. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys before then. Don't worry. Bye.